Hey guys, welcome back. Today we're out in the middle of a soybean field to bring you something that's absolutely freaking incredible. I saw the early prototypes at the last SHOT Show that I went to, and hopefully it's the last ever I go to. And it was the M203 that was at the Brownells booth. And here it is, guys. It's live, it's in the wild, and I have it mounted up to it's a Mod X BRN 16E1. This is a retro rifle from Brownells. It's a prototype of what would become the M16A1. It's a cool gun. I love the finish, love everything about it. I love the fact that Brownells has jumped in with both feet into the retro market, right down to the fact that they're now offering a M203 that is, for all intents and purposes, a real M203. It's just chambered in smoothbore 37 millimeter. It's manufactured by LMT, and that means it's an actual defense contractor producing the parts, the gun, if you want to call it that, the flare launcher. And that means high quality. And this has not let me down. I've been playing with this now for a little while. You saw me post some Instagram videos shooting off bird bombs. This thing is freaking amazing. It mounts to your rifle just like a real M203. You can mount it to a 20-inch barreled gun like you see here, or you can mount it to an M4. If you ever wondered what that little cut was in the barrel for you non-military folks, that's so you can mount an M203 to your M4 carbine. We'll do that in a later video. But I just wanted to get this gun out here. This is a classic build, classic M203 handguard, classic leaf sights. I mean, this is just freaking cool no matter how you look at it. We're going to play around with some different flare options that you have for the M203 and 37 millimeter. Now again, guys, keep in mind, this is a smooth bore. This is a non-NFA item. It is not considered a firearm. And if you want to make this into a working 40 millimeter, from what I understand, you cannot. It's not a simple matter of getting a 40 millimeter barrel and sliding it on. It won't work. However, other than that, you couldn't tell this apart without looking down the bore and seeing that it's not rifled. This thing looks the part, all metal. It feels just like the real M203. Let's see, I got some 5.56 loaded up here. Just some old leftover Freedom munition stuff in a 20-round magazine. I'm gonna go ahead and load the rifle up. We're gonna shoot this. Then I'm gonna load my M203 with a 37 millimeter bird bomb. Now guys, these things are kind of hit or miss. Sometimes they'll go off, sometimes it takes a couple of tries to get them to go off. These are not the highest quality items. If you take a look at it, you're probably going to realize this is cardboard, this is plastic, and this is the equivalent of a firework that you would buy on the 4th of July. It's not a high quality product. And even though I've always had these go off, they don't always go bang on the first attempt, but we're going to show you some other options. I'm going to go ahead and stick that into the grenade launcher, close it. Has a safety right here. For those of you not familiar with the M203, that is your safety. Your magazine becomes your pistol grip. There are two ways to fire this thing. Some folks will teach you to fire it this way, and other folks will fire it this way. The military will teach you to do it one way, and soldiers in the field will do it however the heck they want. So I don't need critiques, folks, telling me, oh, you're not shooting your M203 right. I'm going to shoot it the way I want to because it's my M203. All right, let's pop off a few rounds, see if we can get this 37 millimeter bird bomb to go off. And if not, we'll show you some other really cool options. All right, so my bad guy's not going down. Flip the safety off. And I'm going to see if I can get this guy with the bird bomb. And that should do it right about there. Didn't fire. Recock it. Right about there. Okay. Fell a little short. So see what happened there, guys? I had to give it 2 strikes. You'll notice this is your extractor on an M203, in this case the 37 millimeter. Didn't quite extract, but that's probably because of the goofy plastic cartridge. So you guys get the idea of how that works. All right, it looks the part, doesn't it? I just hope I didn't start a fire with the bird bomb. All right, let's fire off a few more rounds, empty out the magazine. Let's show you some other options for shooting stuff out of your M203 from Brownells. Don't quite need that right now. Yeah. Jason, I think we started a fire. All right, guys. We're going to go down range and stomp out a fire. Oh, never ending, guys. Never ending. So the Chinese-esque looking cardboard 37mm bird bombs aren't the most reliable things in the world. It might take a couple of tries to get them to go off, and they can start fires. But you do have other options. So the 37mm become popular enough that you can actually use some military signal flares. Flares like 26.5mm. Like this. Now this is a big one. This one is an orange smoke grenade. So this is where this leaves the realm of being a toy and actually becomes somewhat useful. Like if you're one of those guys that likes to go to tactical training courses and do things like that, smoke is useful. So how do you fire a 26.5mm item out of your 37mm gun? That requires an adapter. All right, so I'm going to put this adapter into the 203. Barrel down, you have to get it around the extractor. So I'm going to come in from the side, going to drop it in, and now I have my adapter in place. You'll notice it does not impede the function of the M203. The extractor is actually trying to pull the adapter out. Now to load this with this massive smoke, the flares are much smaller. They're going to be about an inch shorter. The smokes are big. The smoke's got to go in from the side too. All right. Now I have the capability of putting smoke down range. Now this is pretty cool. All right, so we're playing G.I. Joe. We're in a gunfight, and I don't care if I'm hitting the steel target or not. We're just shooting, right? And you want to mark the spot, right? You want to say, hey, shoot over there. Aim right over there. All right, that's what we're going to do. Right there. See what I just did? So I haven't used my leaf sights so much I kind of overshot the berm, but you get the point. That's what I call America. All right, so to unload it, see how that extractor grabs that. It's working properly with high quality stuff, but the problem is now with this, you're going to have to get that out of there. And to do that, you're probably going to have to take the adapter out. All right, let's try that again, because that's entirely too much fun. Just so happens I have another one of these smokes. Now these things are not inexpensive. A box of 10 of these is going to set you back about 50 bucks. So you're going to want to use these sparingly. And no, these aren't given to me. I have to buy them. All right, I'm out of ammo, so I'm just going to pop smoke. All right, let's try that again. I'm going to try to figure out where I need to hold on my leaf sight to get that at about 100 yards. Because we're close to 100 yards. So that, I aimed up there, we went over the top. I'm just going to aim at 50 yards on the leaf and see what happens. That's a lot closer. Huh. So ballistically, that's pretty darn close. I used the 50 yards, and we're right at 50 yards, and it came pretty darn close. So with the smokes, it's doing pretty darn good. Now the other option you have, let's see if I can get that to fall out without taking the adapter out. They fit really tight with the smokes. The other option you have are these signal flares. And this is just a single red signal flare. Now because it's so dry out here and we've already set a fire, I'm just going to pop these in the air so I don't set the woods on fire. So So you can buy different 26.5 millimeter products. These are going to fit in much easier because they're much smaller. All right. Well, Jason, I'll shoot that way, away from the sun. Here we go. See that signal flare go up? And again, that's very useful. I mean, that's kind of out of the toy realm and into the practical realm. Signal flares, quite useful. Now I can shoot a signal flare down range, but then it becomes a pyrotechnic. If you're looking to set something on fire, you may want to shoot a signal flare down range, but I want to shoot them into the air. Here we go again, one more. And there's a whole bunch of different types of flares out there, guys. This is just a single red flare. You got multi-star clusters. And again, you're looking at about 50 bucks for a box of 10. And you're going to find them in these little wax sealed cardboard boxes. A lot of fun. Buy them all you can. They come and go off the market. Now, one other option for this bad boy. Have another adapter in my pocket. This one's much smaller. Take the 26.5 out. You can see the size difference. Get rid of that. I only have 3 rounds of these. These are called Flash Thunder Grenades. Bought these from West 4th Guns in Gary, Indiana. They set me back 18 bucks. And these are 2-inch, or actually these are not even 2-inch, 1.5 inch, I think. Really short. They're not 2 3/4 of an inch. This is a 12 gauge adapter, but it's for 2 inches, not 2 3/4, because if you could put a real shotgun shell in here, this would make this a short barreled shotgun, which would be illegal. So you're going to have to stick to the mini things that are just basically pyrotechnics. Now, I've never fired any of these. These are the only 3 I have, and we're just going to see what happens. So don't even attempt to get a 12 gauge, a real 12 gauge round into one of these adapters. All right, stick that in there, and let's just see what this bad boy does. Think I'm going to set a fire?
Let's go back up.
We got a gallon of water. All right, I want to aim down range. I'm not even going to use the leaf side. I'm just going to kind of guess. Let's see what we get. We got nothing. Nothing. It's just barely touching the primer. Dang! Not going to fire another one of those. So I don't know what that did. It said on the box, it says it goes off just out of the barrel of the shotgun and makes a loud boom. I don't want to do that to my M203, so that could very well damage the thing. I don't know what the heck it just did. I didn't see any pyrotechnics go down range. It's supposed to be some sort of a thunder bomb. All right, guys, I got to clear the air about something. Boy, I hate it when I'm wrong. So this Flash Thunder Grenade, let me read the description to you guys. This is some serious stuff, okay? And it did what it was supposed to do. This highly effective 12 gauge round produces a stun diversion effect by using a bright, blinding flash with an extremely powerful concussion blast from a 12 gauge shotgun muzzle. Well, that's kind of what it did. This device is not restricted by the BATF and is used by some of the most elite special forces and SWAT units around the world. It produces 182 dB bang, which I kind of believe because both Jason and I agree that was pretty dang loud, and 1.5 to 2 million something flash over pressure, and a 1.5 to 2 atmospheric pressure units. It is truly an awesome experience indoors out of a 1 3/4 inch round for use in 12 gauge shotguns only and not M203s. Guys, highly specialized, special forces approved, and available at West 4th Guns in Gary, Indiana for $18. I'm not shooting any more of them out of my M203. But you know those little tiny 2-inch pyrotechnic cartridges, this would be an adapter for that. Not so interested in that anymore. I'm gonna stick with my 26.5 millimeter military flares. Yep. You have to admit, that's pretty darn good looking. Looks the part. All right, let's go, guys. Fire over there. Smoke out. Yeah, I'm a dork. I would never do that at a public range because, yeah, I look like a complete idiot, but man, that's fun. Let's go recover that smoke round. I found it. Well, guys, we found our smoke. It's, yeah, it's still hot. There's our, it's all aluminum. That's pretty cool. You can see all the orange smoke on the ground. I have to admit, guys, this is probably more fun than it should be. If you want to go out and just screw around, have a good time. But I'm serious, if you guys are wanting to use the M203 or the 37mm flare launcher for something a little more serious, if you guys are into survivalism or whatever, the smoke rounds and the signal flare rounds actually have a practical purpose. And even though I'm just screwing around there acting like a clown, it's still fun and, in my opinion, still practical. The bird bombs, that's 4th of July stuff. These 26.5mm flares, yeah, makes this thing pretty darn useful. Mounting the Brownells M203 to your rifle is going to be just like mounting a real M203 to the rifle. It'll come with a mounting kit. Now this is the little tiny handguard for the M4, and it has all the mounting hardware in it, including the leaf sight, everything. Okay, so you're going to get one of these. If you buy it for the rifle or for the carbine, you'll get a mounting kit, and every aspect of it is straight up LMT, military contract, M203 mounting. The handguards, legit. Sights, legit, real military sights. To maintenance your M203, you can take this handguard off, but it's a really tight fit. It kind of tapers right here, and for me, I kind of put a flathead underneath it and push it down. It's just kind of a pain in the rear, so I avoid taking the handguard off when I clean the tube. So what I generally do is take a little tool like this, hit the release button. This is how you release your M203 to open it. There's a great big release button right there, okay? Hit that release button, and then I just look down inside one of these holes, and there's a little lever down inside there. If you push down on it, just right, it releases the barrel from its mount. Okay, now you can actually clean your gun barrel, or your 37mm barrel. All right, so let's go ahead and do that. Just so you guys know, the gun is empty. All right, so now you can buy 37/40mm cleaning kits. Okay, so they are available. This one's from Clean Bore, and I do actually recommend you punch the bore on these things. If you fire those bird bombs, they have a real white, chalky, powdery Chinese pyrotechnic caked on leftover junk to them, and you're going to want to use the bore brush to clean it out, because you will scrub tons of junk out of it if you shoot those bird bombs. Then you have a mop and other things. So I highly recommend cleaning this. Now on here, when you get it, it's going to have a white lithium grease. There's a little bit of that left over. I'm just using the Battleborn grease for mine, which is clear. You can see it there. So putting grease on it's not a bad idea. All right, so I highly recommend picking up the cleaning kit. To put it back together, very simple. If you still have your sling swivel on, your sling swivel needs to go forward. If you put it back, you're going to seize the system up. Hold that forward, simply push, and your M203 is back together. Again, to release it, to load it, button right there. That's it. Super, super simple. Install time, probably about 15-20 minutes once you get all the parts laid out and read the manual, go through it. Not hard to do, can be done with simple hand tools and very, very easy to do, and definitely worth it in terms of the end result. Look at the smoke. It's a beautiful thing, beautiful thing. Love my M203. Life is good, man. Life is good. I hope you guys enjoyed coming out to the range with us this afternoon and shooting a 37mm flare launcher from LMT, sold by Brownells. Guys, I'm telling you, having used a real M203, this thing is a real M203 just in 37mm. This thing is awesome. However, the $1,600 price tag is going to make a lot of you probably spit your milk or coffee or whatever it is you're drinking all over your keyboard right about now. Yes, it's expensive. Yes, you could go buy 15 PSA AR-15s for that, or whatever is normally said down in the comment section. The point being is if you want a real M203, this is as close as you're going to get without buying a destructive device, especially if you live in a state where DDs are not legal. This is a good alternative. It looks perfect on a retro build, on a current build. The thing works 100%. You know, the cheap cardboard pyrotechnics, 100% function with the actual military flares using the adapter, and the thing just looks the part. I absolutely love it. Yes, there are other 37mm options out there that look like an M203 with a cheesy cocking handle here, but guys, those just look like kids' toys. This, if you show this to somebody that's actually been around an M203 or used one, they're not going to know the difference until they get a close look at it. This thing really, really looks the part. The only thing I'm going to say that's a little bit different than the ones that I'm used to from the military days, the trigger guard on this is very stiff and rigid. So this thing took a lot of pressure to get up onto the magazine well. When you put this on, you're no longer just going to pop your pin and break your action open. You're going to probably want to pop both pins to take the upper off, and it's going to take a lot of pressure to get that back in place. I used a punch, put it muzzle down on the bench, and got it to pop over the lip. You are going to mar your finish on your rifle when you use this M203, just so you guys know. Looks great on this Brownells Retro M16A1 early prototype. And yeah, I'm just, like I said, I'm so glad that Brownells is into the retro game so heavily. Guys, if you'd like to support us here at the Military Arms Channel, the best possible way to do that is to become a Patreon supporter. We do not take money from industry people. We don't take money from importers or manufacturers. We are 100% viewer supported. And our promise to you is that we will never accept industry money as long as our patrons continue to support us, because we are your advocates, not the industry advocates. Also, if you'd like to support us, a great way to do that is to swing by forgedfromfreedom.com. Check out the Mac collection. It's our t-shirt store. You can pick up your own Mac t-shirt. Check it out, link down below. Also, swing by and check out coppercustom.com, which is our online store. Guys, if you're curious about how we fund ourselves and how we keep the channel moving forward financially, all of that is broken down for you in the description below, but there's also some cool discount codes down there for you guys to use from various places, and we receive no kickbacks from the use of those codes. That's just a thank you for you guys watching and supporting the channel. Thanks for 10 years of support. We'll talk to you guys soon.